process.
You know what I was thinking too? That when we first shot, I had my braces still.
You did, didn't you?
And I got them.
I used to babysit Nicole. Nicole was born, I was like 14, so I used to babysit Nicole on Saturdays and stuff. So mostly what I would do is that she was a big Dora fan. So I would put Dora and shit, but then out of nowhere, I would just switch to college basketball. I was a big college basketball fan. She would be stuck watching college basketball, and out of nowhere, she was just like a hooper. 5 years old, 6 years old, she had a ball in her hand. I was fire, and then she started it off on her own type. Like she went and joined the team on her own. Then I just started coaching her everywhere she went. Everywhere she went, I was working out with her, coaching her, mornings, nights. It was hooping.
This is my park. This is like the main court. This is where if you want the good ones, you come here. I will go to school, take the one, it's 2 stops, come here. I got a ball here. We got like 2 balls here. I would leave some clothes or take clothes with me to school and then just go to the park. Like whether it was in my school uniform or I had shorts or I had to borrow shorts from somebody else, like we would just be there. I'll use my school shoes. If I had shoes here, I'll use that. But like the park was just where everybody would always be at. Whether it was raining, snowing, like we would just always be there. And then that's where I think like my toughness comes from, because I didn't grow up really playing with girls. I grew up always playing with boys, always there. That's where I made like my closest friend, my boy Jerry. Like we met there and we didn't even know our brothers were best friends. So like we just met there on our own, and then he became like another brother to me. And yeah, like the park is just another home for real. It was weird, like it felt surreal, but at the same time, we already knew it was coming. Because from the beginning, with the amount of work that we were putting in and the competition we had, like we knew that nobody could stop us in that league. It was really just about us stopping ourselves. So when we won it was like, okay, like this is what we wanted. Like we were so happy and relieved that it just felt like it was ours. Like we were just glad to have it stay us kid. Big switch. The braces are off, and here's curly was not here. Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays, some Saturdays, some Wednesdays. Like if there was something at church, we was there. My mom would take me and my sister. We would just go all the time. And then, yeah, from there, I went to a public school for like a year. But then my mom put me in a Christian school, Manhattan Christian Academy. It's right there in Dykeman, right next to the courts. And I basically like grew up there. So then Christianity and God has just always been involved with everything I've been doing. That's also why my mom liked the idea of me going to a Catholic school, because God was still gonna be involved in the education and all that. So, yeah.
Nicole's the only girl hooper her age in the Heights, female hooper in the Heights, to like win city champ, all that. There is no female hooper in the Heights. There was only one when I was growing up. So you know the Heights is tough. We isolated to everything else. We Spanish, a lot of Spanish people. A lot of Spanish people. We stick together on top of everything. And we know we're a small community, we're not that big. Nicole had I say it's an advantage to be able to go up here instead of anywhere else.
I started playing basketball because I was having such a hard time making friends because the girls didn't like me and only the boys did at the time. So I started playing so that, you know, I could have something to bond with them, whatever. But MCA was really like, it was home for 8 years. Father, Nicole Bencosme, that's him. Habla acá en el beginner.
30 años tengo aquí
30
trabajando.
years here.
Y ella nació aquí también.
And I was born here too.
Estuvo pequeñita.
Too many. Like when I went to Scanlan, that's when you would barely see me here because I would go Scanlan, practice, home, and I would barely have time to be over here. But growing up, out of the 24 hours in a day, at least like 10 of those hours was here. Like at least. I'm most probably dragging it. When I first
With
started,
the ball in her hand, she didn't even know, you heard?
Nope.
She went from door to college basketball on Saturday. She didn't even know.
it's an honor really. Like you always hear people jacking the same places. Like you could jack Harlem or Lower East Side. I know Rebecca likes to jack Brooklyn. People jack the Bronx, they jack all that, but rarely do you ever hear somebody jacking Washington Heights. And I think that's why I'm so honored. Like I think of this place, like I just think this is the most amazing place on earth really. But it's really just because I love it so much. I don't have any negative memories attached to this place. So then, always being the only girl is like, all right, y'all know nobody could go against me. Like, I remember they would try to put another girl against me or whatever, and all money would be on me. Like, my brother would even put me to play against the boys, and he'll be like one-on-one, and he'll put his money on me, and I'll make sure I show out, because, you know, like, everything's riding on me. So I think that sort of just carried over into high school. Like, a lot of people put their trust and beliefs in me, and a lot of people are, like, hoping that I make it so that I can make our name bigger, because, you know, even now you ask about the Heights, not many people know about it, or they think of Dykeman. And it's two different things, really. Like, on the map, it might say Washington Heights, but you step here, and then you go to Inwood and Dykeman, you could tell the difference. So, yeah.
When Nicole was a little younger, she had these anger management problems. She would get mad at everything. Everything. I feel like she grew out of that. She grew out of a lot of stuff. She was this little girl. Now she's huge, my height. Nobody would have ever believed that. And as a person, she good. She a good person. She knows. She go to the store. She ain't buying nothing for herself without buying something for everybody. And sometimes that's good and bad. But you know, you give her some money, she gonna blow by it because she feeding the whole world if she can. You there, go.
Huh?
He used to be skinnier. For a long, long time, I lost sight as to why I was playing basketball. Like, especially in New York, you could really get caught up in the politics and caught up in like playing for, I guess, the clout or the media. I guess you could say, like, if you weren't shown here and there, then you're basically a nobody. Or if certain people weren't talking about you, then they just thought you were irrelevant, or if you weren't getting acknowledged all the time, then the work wasn't worth anything. But I think when Monroe, like at first, you know, everybody's goal is to go D1. So I think at first it was not embarrassing, but for myself I was more ashamed because I was always supposed to be that person to go Division I. Like, I was supposed to put on for everybody, all that. But then when things went the way they did, and I had to take time away for myself and just do a lot of reflecting, it was more so like, why am I playing basketball? And being away from it so long really made me realize, like, okay, I was playing all these years for all these other people, and I wasn't playing for myself. And then I started to come back little by little, and then I realized, you know, like, I was playing basketball because it made me happy. Like, it brought my family closer together. My parents would come to my games, so bond me with my brother. And I just had to remember why. Like, you always have to come back. When you're lost, you always got to come back to the beginning. Like, remember why you started doing what you're doing. And for me, that was very important. So now I just really had to continue prioritizing myself, especially prioritizing, like, what makes me happy, prioritizing, like, why I play basketball, just for me, for my family, for my loved ones. And just keeping my circle small, but keeping it with just people that want to see me succeed, want to see me do better, that really only have, again, like, that best interest at heart for me, because that's very important for me.
kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom.
No, what I didn't let y'all know was that I had taught her how to shoot. Back like 8th grade, she was struggling with her shot. That's why I look the same. That's why I look the same.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom,
Telling you, it was 8th grade. I remember the summer 8th grade. I had to shoot 100 shots in front of the rim.
Him and I are both very grateful to come from here to Jack Washington Heights. Very grateful for my parents, my mom, my dad, everything they sacrificed for me. My siblings, my sister, my brothers, my other sister, like everybody. Like I was really a project, I'm not gonna lie, but everybody put into it. But yeah, man. Ella said Dominicana, yeah, de lo mío. Y Americana, dual citizen now. No, Bronx no. But yeah, Dominican, Washington Heights. Yeah, I know what it is really.